you there. Thank you for watching, and welcome to Forge Alliance Forever. Today, I have a 7v7 custom match here on the most amazing Neuroxys map generator. So let's go ahead and introduce our teams and our players, starting off with Team 1 here in the West, ending with Team 2 in the East. And with 14 players to introduce, I'm going to slow it down to -3, so we have enough time for that early action and cover it, and also introductions as well. I am recording on a 4K monitor. However, it is not in 4K settings because it made the icons super tiny. I could not even see them, so I highly doubt any of you could have seen them. If anybody does know of a way to make the icons, all the icons, not just the, the UI was small, but I could resize that. It was fine. But the actual, ACU and structures and all of that, units were super tiny. So if anybody knows of a way to resize those, please let me know down in the comments so I can have the actual gameplay be in 4K, but it is on a 4K monitor. So hopefully that does work, or not work, but hopefully that does assist in making the quality a little bit better. Also in 4K, my mouse is huge. You don't see that, but on my screen, it's like 3 times the size. So anyway, just a food for thought. Starting here in the Northwest, say for Team 1, it is 6 X's going first land as a UEF. He is a 1300 in orange to color orange. To his southwest in Chevy Crimson, it is Lincoln going first land as an Aeon. He is an 1800, and he is going first land. Zigzagging across the map here, we have the Stitch Blue player of Not PC going first land as a Seraphim, as a 1500 rated. And in the middle here for Team 1, it is the not forest green, but emerald green player of Team 1's Yellow V, and he likes to be a different color than his name actually entails, so that's just I guess how he is. And again, he is a 1200 going as a Seraphim. In light oak tan here, we have Kane going first land as a Cybran. He is a 1600, and he is going first land. In not Barbie pink, but in Pac-Man yellow, I have my names and colors all crossed wired. We have the Cybran player of Corbin. He is a 1400 going first land, second air. And last but not least, at 14-1 in the southern lineup here, we have the Rust player here of Okpuk. He is a 2000 rated player, the highest ranked on Team 1, and tied with Willow on the Team 2 side of things. He is going first land, second air as well. And again, he is a Cybran. So for Team 1 side of things, all of the races are represented with a triple major. So 3 players on Team 1 are a Cybran, and 2 players on Team 1 are a Seraphim, with, of course, 1 UEF and 1 Aeon. Starting off with the southernmost side here for Team 2. Actually, I'm going to slow it down to -4 to give myself a little bit more time here. In Royal Blue, we have JFK going first land as a UEF. He is a 1400. Hopefully he does not get assassinated while in Texas, or at least in this game. Well, I mean, in a 14-by-4, when a 14-player game, a lot of players are going to die, but hopefully he just does not get assassinated here in this game. In the northeast, we have Sizon going first air as a Seraphim. He is a 1700, and he is in Glow Dark Green going first air. In Batman Gray here to his northwest, we have Literal going first land as a Cybran. He is a 1500 going first land. In Ruby Red, we have another Cybran here for Team 2. It is Dorset going first land. He is a 1200, and he is a Cybran. In Regal Purple here to his northwest is Maurice still going first land, second air as a UEF. He is a 1600 going first land, second air, third and fourth land as well as a 1600. And in the east here, in Tropical Ocean Blue, we have Hayden going first land, second air as a Seraphim. He is a 1400. And again, he's going first land, second air. And last but not least, they're in Forest Green and an Aeon. He is Will-O-Wisp. He is a 2000 rated player, the highest ranked player on Team 2, tied for Okpuk here in this game on Team 1. And he is going first land, and he's already making his way to the middle of the map here in this game as a 2000 rated. Let's take a look at the reclaim before our players scoop it all up. And for 14 players, 7 on each team, essentially 12,000 reclaim, which amounts to probably about 800 or so mass per player. Not a lot. It's a decent amount. I mean, again, 14 players, there's not a lot to go around unless we're talking about, 20, 30, 40,000 mass on the field. And in terms of mass points, there are a few groups of mexes definitely to watch out for. Nice Trimax here. Nice Trimax here that Team 2's Little is going for as we speak, and also Willow's going for. And there are a couple of 1 and 2 offs here on the north and southern side, but a lot of the contention here for the mass points, at least between the players, will be these. Well, actually, this group of mexes, then obviously this group of mexes, just due to the fact that there are nice little plateau bases here that Team 2 and Team 1 can build. So artillery and missiles definitely going to come out of this space here for both teams. Expect to see that as time goes on. And there are avenues for the northern and southern players to come in and intercept in the middle. So this is going to be highly contested here in the middle of the map, and it does look like it might be a 2v1 scenario here for Team 1 versus Team 2. Will-O-Wisp being on the receiving end, but he does look like he's getting some assistance from Mori, but he's going south anyways. But that is the mass point layouts, at least the points of contestant or very high value targets. There is a Trimex position in the northeast corner and southwest corner, but that's firmly in the hands of Team 2 and Team 1. So nothing really contested over here in that regard. But let's go ahead back to 0. And having my mouse icon be very big is very disorienting. So on screen, obviously you don't see that. But again, playing on a 4K monitor, for some dumb reason, it doesn't resize the mouse icon. So that's just how it is. That's just something I will have to get used to. We do see comms are moving to the middle of the map here. I mentioned Boy is on his way. We also see Dorset moving in that direction. Of course, Literal on that upper plateau. And he, again, so 3 comms here for Team 2 here in the middle. We do see Team 2's JFK going after Okpuck. It looks like it's going to be a 1v1 scenario. It doesn't look like there's any assistance, at least from Saison, for the time being. He's going for air on that southern side of the map, and Team 2 should also get, I think, another player for Hayden in the air. So those look like Team 2 has 2 players going for air. Team 1 should probably be doing about the same thing. I think at least 1 player. Oh, they both have air, so I think it's going to be essentially Lincoln and the Pac-Man yellow player of Corbin going for air here for Team 1. It does look like only 1 comm is moving into the middle here for Team 1. That is Kane. And Mori trying to go after a couple of mexes that do belong to Team 1, at least cutting down the middle of the map. We'll see how that goes. Team 2's Willow pushing into Team 1's territory here against 6X, or I don't know what XXXXXXX. I don't know how to say his name, so just 6X. Again, we do see Lincoln moving in. He is stopped a little bit. Maybe he's thinking about his life choices and not selling death sticks. Shout out to those who know what that reference is from. JFK getting a gun upgrade here in the south at 5 minutes. And, I mean, that is pretty far forward. He has a couple of T1 units for support, but not really a lot. And with the comm of Okpuck right there, I could see that upgrade being canceled very quickly. He does, Okpuck specifically, does have a squad or so of units down here. It's just risky. It does look like Okpuck has noticed that JFK is going for that upgrade. We'll see if that does bear some fruit. And JFK does not have Mantis because he has UEF, so he can't have those assist that upgrade to finish it faster like Okpuck can. And yeah, he's just going to engage here. I don't even know if he knows that comm is there. Only he knows something's there, but he doesn't know what it is. We'll see the comm. And will he back off? I don't think so, at least for the time being. Those look like Okpuck focusing on the T1 units. But actually trying to blitz down JFK as well. Okpuck moving in, actually getting in closer. That gun upgrade is getting pretty close to being finished as well. So Team 2's JFK and Team 1's Okpuck have to be very careful here because, I mean, both of these comms, this position could be very vital here for Team 2 and Team 1 to hold cohesion, especially we've seen games before where if one entire flank falls, it's not really great for the rest of the team to hold that side of the map. But now JFK being completely surrounded here by T1 forces and the combo of Okpuck does have that gun upgrade on board, but is slowly being pushed back here by Team 1. He's actually going to continue to engage. He needs to retreat here. doesn't have a lot of wiggle room here. Ogpuck is in the yellow, sub, I'd say almost about 50% of his hit points. We do see reinforcements outbound here from Literal to come and assist and push on Ogpuck's side of the map. But again, Team 2's JFK is below 50% of his hit points as well. So he has to be, again, very careful. If he pushes a little bit too far forward, he might not be able to escape. In the middle of the map, we see Yellow, V, and Kane in the middle of the map being forced a little bit back here by Mui and Dorset. Mui on a T2 upgrade as we speak. He is also dealing with not PC, kind of, he's in that really interesting spot where you can go north or south. But he isn't committed to one or the other, so he's kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place, because if he moves north, then Murray takes advantage. If he moves south, Willa takes advantage, so he has to be very careful. But it does look like that 2-1 advantage here for Team 1 is starting to force back Team 2's Willow at the 7.5 minute mark in this game. Gun speed and range going down here for Literal in the east, and speed and range going down here for Corbin. Corbin, once he builds that gun upgrade, will probably just send it directly against JFK. JFK is still pushing. And with that assistance out from Literal, he has done a great job in pushing off Team 1. Stealth on the way immediately here for Corbin. Pings do go down. I don't know if that's from Team 1 or Team 2. Probably from Team 2. I don't know if... they don't know anything, so maybe it's just Team 1. But it does look like Ogpuck is retreating into that regard to use Corbin as a way to pincer maneuver that JFK's commander. And he is still going for it, and he's actually going to go for that main base, but he doesn't even know. Oh, looks like he's going to fall back a little bit. A couple of units outbound here from Team 1's Kane coming in to distract the units outbound from Literal. Literal getting a nice force here. Same thing here for Mori, and it does look like Dorset has fallen back at least a little bit to hang out with Mori as he builds that T2 PD. And he is currently building those triads, trying to force back Nod at a minimum. And it does look like Nod is moving his way eastwardly, trying to, again, cut off the supply lines here for Team 2's Will-O-Wisp. We do see X moving in by himself. The comm of Lincoln come in to assist, but Willow is in the yellow. He does have he has one veterancy, and he has gun as well. 6X or XXXXX doesn't have anything on board, but he does have 12,000 hit points to play with, so definitely needs to watch out for that. And, of course, is pushing with his units as well. JFK has fallen back slightly, and it does look like Literal coming in down south to come and assist JFK on the southern side. And, it does look like JFK was pushing a little bit too far forward, but he has fallen back a little bit, so that at least is good at a minimum. And they've also denied 3 mechs this year from Team 1's Ogpuck, slowing down his ability to upgrade and build units. So, again, denying mechs is, if you can't claim them yourself, at least at the minimum try to deny them so that way your opponent can't have them, because... Of course, if you can't have it, no one can, kind of thing. T3 Air is online here for Team 2's Tropical Ocean Blue player of Hayden, as well as T3 is on the way here for Sai Zalwin in the south. So 2 players on Team 2 going to have T3 Air here shortly. And that T3 Air facility produced before 10 minutes, actually before 9.5 minutes. That's a really nice build order here for Lincoln, here for Hayden on this eastern side. He definitely has practiced that at least a few times. T2 Air is online here for Team 1's Corbin, and in the northwest, T3 also online here for Team 1's Lincoln. So both players, at least on the northern side of things, have T3 Air. It does look like Team 1 also has Nod PC going for Air at least a little bit. And we also have T3 coming online here for Team 1's Yellow. So possibly 3 players on Team 1 having Air. And that's a lot of air to have, especially at 10 minutes in this game. A lot of land also to grab. It's not a 20 by 20. It's a 17 by 17 probably or so. But, again, having 3 players go air. And JFK gets killed off by Team 1's Corbin. I thought he would have been fine with those units assisting him from Literal, but it does look like he took one too many to the chest or to the head, depending on where the shots landed. And Team 1 will gain the first kill in this game at 10.5 minutes. It was on screen. I did miss it, the focus a little bit of it, but it looks like with Kane's assistance from Team 1, Corbin was able to punch through. He did take a lot of hit points, though. Has to fall back at least a little bit. Team 2 is going for Nano in the form of Literal. He already has stealth on board that commander. And Ogpuck, seizing the advantage, will go out, take out a T1 mechs, and again make his way eastward and force back these units that now are under the control of Sai Zalwin. Maybe he'd give those over to Literal, but maybe he's going to be just taken those for himself. But he has finished T3 air as well, so maybe not. That does give Psy 2 bases here in 11 minutes. That is a decent amount of mass to have access to. We're talking about 165. The only player on Team 1, it's the only player on Team 2 to have more than 100 mass, and of course more than any player on Team 1. And almost at 200, you know, that's a lot of mass to have to yourself. He's producing about a third of the mass of his entire team, roughly. Give or take a 10 or so, 10, 15 mass. So that's a ton of mass to have. And Team 2 is leading in the mass generation game here at 12 minutes. And we do see a nice land army engagement here for Team 1 and Team 2. Team 2 actually getting the better end of the deal because Team 1's Kane's lining up like this in terms of a horizontal move, and Team 2 is lining up in a vertical move. And as Team 2 moves in, they're actually engaging less units and having more of their units engaged. It actually, you know, more firepower to bear, which means you kill the units faster, which means the more units that you can engage that way, the better off you'll be. I don't know if that was just luck or skill, maybe a little bit of both, but it is allowing for Little to, again, push back Corbin. Corbin doesn't have any support on the ground, has a couple of T1 mexes that definitely belong to Okpuk, but he's just co-opting for now. And he's being forced back here by Literal's commander. Okpuk actually going to be moving in and forcing back Literal. Those units from Kane moving in. It's Cybran v Cybran, so there is no faction advantage one way or the other. But Literal does have Nano and Gun. He's about to get his first rank in veterancy, so I don't think that comp's going to go anywhere. Kind of just juxtaposing that with Corbin, who's at Stealth and Gun and already at 1 veterancy, but the regen that Corbin is getting is sufficiently lower than his opponent of Literal. We do see ASF flying over here for Team 1's Lincoln, trying to take out a nice little spy plane. That will definitely fly out of reach of those ASFs. ASFs are en route to take that out, and they will get some shots off, but it still won't kill that spy plane. And early on, you know, unless you're rushing for a nuke or something like that, obviously you want to deny enemy intel always, but the early intel is not that important to deny. It's kind of more like, hey, you know where my base is. Hey, I know where your base is, kind of thing. We do see Plasma being traded here between Dorset and Kane. Kane is a Cybran. Dorset is also a Cybran. One's at Gun and Stealth. One's at Gun and Stealth. Both at 1 veterancy. Actually at 0 veterancy, excuse me. But Dorset is closer to his first veterancy. But Yellow coming in with a couple of his PD on that ridge line, looking nice and tall. Looking nice and tall on that ridge line. And that does force back Dorset. But Team 2 has control of the middle. Not a lot of mexes, of course. There's only 6 in total. But again, denying 3 mexes is always better than having your opponent have 3 mexes. So, again, denying is always better than letting them have it. Willow holding strong here against 2.5 players. I think Nod sent some forces in early on. But he has a nice fire base here. Shield, he is in the yellow, but he does have advanced range and speed online for his commander. And almost about to tick over to 2 veterancy. So, starting to be a little deadly here for Team 2's Will-O-Wisp commander. T2 coming online here for Lincoln. And 6X also at almost at 1 veterancy. Already has a couple of PD online himself. A lot of spam, but also a couple of T2 units in the mix here. Willow moving into intercept here. And it does look like those units have been given the attack roll to just keep pushing. A couple of Mongoose over here to the east, taking out some T2 mexes. That's going to annoy Willow at least a little bit. And Willow moving in for this nice group of T1 and T2 units, and probably realizes that he bit off a little bit more than he can chew and is going to fall back. If those units had redirected, they probably could have killed the Calm of Willow, but he's now at 2 veterancy, so he actually should be fine in that regard. Nano going on the way for Corbin and for Okpuk here on this southern side of the map, and also for Kane. So 3 players on Team 1 going for Nano. Coincidentally, those are all of the Cybran players on Team 1. It just so happens to be that. There are 2 Seraphim, so they also can go for Nano as well as the UEF. But just so happened that all of them were building it at one point or the other. We do see T3 land online here for a couple of land players here. We do see another T3 land here. This from Saison. Of course, he's at 2 base. But kind of, if he didn't have it, I'd be surprised. But Literal trying to build some T2 zappers, some TMD to protect himself against some mobile missile launchers, or even just stationary missile launchers that he may catch their wind of. And there is one. That's a TMD. There's a lot of wall sections here. Engineer is actually struggling to actually get to the other wall sections. Looks like it was just spam. Trying to just build up a bunch of wall sections to just annoy Team 2. Willow, again, dealt with all those units that were outbound from not Triple X, but Sextuple X, however you pronounce it. I mean, they kind of were just sent to die. They did kill a couple of mexes, but I don't really think it was really worth it. ASFs are flying around Willow's commander, and there are some gunships inbound. Looks like they were covering for them. ASFs are moving in to intercept it from Sizolin. I don't know if he knows that they're moving in with gunships, but they will notice here pretty shortly as those tanks get in range with some vision. And ASFs fly by. They don't see much. And it does look like some of those gunships do get by. They're taking out some T2 mexes here. They are Spectres, so they're better than Stingers for damage. And there are ASFs nearby here for Hayden as well, and they're targeting those gunships as we speak. Only takes a couple of shots to take those out, but the ASFs protecting them as best they can. They've assassinated one T2 Mechs. Interceptors also coming in will deal most of the damage and actually kill off the other the other Spectres, and now it's an ASF engagement here. Team 2 will win that engagement pretty handedly here. The amount of ASFs there for Team 1 wasn't really a lot, to be fair. And with 1, 2, not 3 yet, three players on Team 1 going for air, those ASFs will be replenished very, very quickly. Literal still pushing forward on the southern side. Has to be careful because it's starting to be in T3 strap bomber snipe territory, so has to be a little bit cautious with how far forward he pushes back. He has a nice fire base here, but the next one is all the way back here or all the way back to his main base. So again, has to be very careful about that. T3 units engaged in the middle of the map here for Team 2's. Dorset going after Team 1's, who is at yellow, who is also playing as green, which that will never confuse me ever. Not that that's sarcasm or anything. Artillery on that upper plateau section. Love to see it. They're targeting those units down below, trying to just annoy them so they can't just sit there and fire. T3 spearheads online, pumping out missiles as we speak, going after a little only engineer, reclaiming a couple of T1 AA. And a nice sizable army here for Team 2. Sizolin has some Perseus, also some Titans, Parashields, T1, T2, you name it. It's mostly in here besides Mongoose. And is there a flak? There is T2 AA flak. I don't see any T3 AA Cougars, but okay, flak is at this point is a little more important than T3. But Akpuk does have a couple of Tickle Cannons online, but again, they're Tickle Cannons, and there's a decent amount of Perseus, decent amount of Titans, and Akpuk does have Nano on board and is at 90 hit points a second. So he can take a hit. Shouldn't take that many, but he can take a hit. So he does have that going for him. And Literal is still putting the pressure here on that northern side. We have 3 comms here for Team 1 trying to hold off the bleeding here. And they're doing a pretty good job, but they're slowly getting pushed back. They got a little bit of counterattack here once JFK was killed off. But there is that counterattack mounting here for Sizolin. He does have some bricks as well for defensive measures. So it'll essentially maybe be a draw between these two players, with a lot of the mass probably still residing with Team 1, just due to the fact that Team 2 is doing the attacking. And in the north, Willow's perfectly fine. Looks like he's recovered from that gunship attack that happened a couple of minutes ago. And neither of those players, specifically from Sextuple X and Willow, kind of just engaged, and they're kind of just having a nice cup of tea or cocoa or coffee or soda, whatever you drink. And yerba mate, you can drink that too. I've had that. It's different. It's not bad. It's just different. It's it's a little bit getting used to it, but it's actually pretty good. But Akpuk is starting to be surrounded here by some T2 pillars. He does have bricks surrounding him. There's a lot of firepower here for him. Actually, those bricks doing very well in holding those T3 units off. Only a couple of Perseus remain. And a lot of them are actually being taken out by a couple of Tickle Cannons up here because they're just barely in range of that. And Akpuk is in the yellow, but he's also in that high yellow, so he's teetering between green and yellow. So he should be fine for now, unless a couple of strat bombers come in and kill him off very quickly. But I don't see any being built at the time being. But a nice air grid being built here by Zai Solon. We do see, how's the air grid up here? A couple of air facilities, but again, one base versus two bases. Team 1, nice air grid going down here for Corbin. Only one facility online, but it is T3, so that's better than nothing. That is an upgrade to T3, and the air grid is starting to be expanded here for Lincoln. So it does look like the southern players for both teams have a bigger air grid, but there isn't really an air dominant sort of thing. I feel like Team 2 might have the advantage in that regard, but as time goes on, Team 1 will have the advantage because there are 3 players producing ASF versus 2. But that also could just be to the fact that, you know, if Team 2 has, 3 bases producing ASF, that's essentially what Team 1 is doing. There is that. But it does look like Team 1's player of yellow is being pushed back by some loyalists in the middle here. That artillery base was taken out, looks like, by artillery or missiles. I don't know if it was one or the other, but that has been forced back here. Team 1 does have a gaping, not a gaping hole, but a wound here in the middle of the map. A couple of T2 mechs is also under threat. There are some Othams being diverted by non-PC to intercept. But again, with a squad or so of loyalists versus a couple of Othams, I'll bet on those loyalists any day of the week, especially because they're going after Mexes. Once they kill off the Mexes, then they're going to kill off those Othams, and it's not going to feel good. We're at 22 minutes in this game. Team 1 has 7 players left. Team 2 has 6 players left. Team 2 producing 1.4K. Team 1 producing 1.4K mass per second as well. Team 2, I'd say slightly ahead in the map control, especially with this little attack outbound here from Dorset. But that's not under control. That's not like infrastructure built there. It's just control or influence, I guess would be the way that I would put it. This position being attacked as well by those loyalists. But let me know down in the comments how you feel this match is going to go, whether Team 1 or Team 2 will win it. Let me know, of course, thinking about MVP or MUP picks. There is a Monkey Lord online down in the south here for Team 1's Okpuck. But again, thank you so much for watching. Again, if there's any sort of graphical issues, it is a new monitor. I made that at the beginning, so I've made tweaks. I will not be able to update them until after I get back from my trip, because when this video releases, I will be on my cruise. So, but please comment, let me know, so when I come back, I can go, okay, those settings didn't work. Let me try these settings. And again, thank you so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Share this video with your friends if you think they'll enjoy it, and especially your pets. Your pets also want to enjoy videos with you, because why not? And because they love you. So they just want to spend time with you. And let's get back on with the action. Oh, and hit the like button as well. You can't forget to like the video. That's important. We do see that Monkey Lord pushing back Team 2 Owen's forces. It's just going to sit there and receive some, just laser fire here. It's not a lot of damage, but over a course of time, of course, 1,000 seconds can make or break the game. Or even like 10 seconds can break the game. But gunships are inbound here for Team 1, not from Team 2. But they're running around somewhere. I don't know where they're going. Looks like they went after the loyalists down here with that little uprising. But it is a nice squadron or so. Maybe an attack on the Calm of Willow. Does he have a lot of AA surrounding him? Not really. Going for a Colossus. He's already built one as we speak, actually. Titans come in. Definitely not the unit you want to use against Colossus. You want to use those Perseus. They do a lot more damage, and they survive a lot longer, and they are just better in almost every way except speed, because they are very slow. But that Colossus is going to rip through Team 1's defenses here. We have a 6X actually retreating due to that Colossus. That monkey down south has been able to push in from Okpuck. And there is a chicken coming to chase us. That chicken will definitely defeat that Monkey Lord, especially with some ASs flying over the top here for Team 2 Psy as well. He does have a nice little group of Perseus down there kind of running around. Looks like there was an attack earlier on, but was dealt with. Although I guess there were a couple of bricks. A nice little run by Team 1. I think that was probably Okpuck. That also could have been Corbin or Kane. Could have been one of the 3. We do have an ASF fight here in the south, essentially in the middle of the map in Dead Man's Land. No Man's Land, not Dead Man's Land. That's a movie. That's Dead Man Tell No Tales, which isn't a bad Pirates movie. It's not the best, but it's definitely better than the fourth movie. That one was not. That one was not great. 300 Ties, I think is what it was called. And this one's not great. It was not a good one. My opinion, of course, but just wasn't good. But Corbin is retreating. There are dual Monkey Lords online. They need to regroup and then face the chicken together. 2 monkeys should defeat a chicken, but there is a lot of T3 support and a lot of shields in the mix as well. It does shield most of the chicken, so it does stave off, essentially 3,000 hit points per shield. So it does make a difference if the attacks are not on the actual chicken chassis itself, but rather on the shields surrounding it. Colossus in the north did fall back. It did get into the red and actually didn't get as much work done as I thought it would, and now more Ravagers being built by the comp of 6X as well. So Team 2 is going to be held off at least for the time being. The second Colossus is online, and more of them are being built as we speak. Willow going for a nice little SMD, and then he'll build some more T4 Colossus units. T3 coming online here for Mori. He's gone for Ras earlier on. ASF just pushing in by Team 2. Chicken moving in, and monkeys will move in to intercept. Chicken will get a nice amount of damage on that first Monkey Lord, but it's already dropped into the yellow, and both monkeys fire onto that chicken. Chicken falling very, very quickly. There are some brick support as well. The chicken will grab the monkey, but the slow-moving cannon gets the monkey, and does look like Literals did send some forces in to assist, but a little too late in that regard, and the Perseus will have to retreat in the face of that Monkey Lord still online. You might need a shield, Willow, says Mori. Probably. Probably would be my response to that. Willow only has 1 shield. Probably needs like 2 or 3. Or 30. You can't go wrong with 30 shields. And especially when there's some strat bombers. And I think that I know what they're going after. ASF are nearby, but there's a Willow. Just want to point something out. When your teammate said you needed a shield, you probably needed, again, like I said, 3 or 30 of them. Another shield is being built, but I don't think it is going to stop that incoming amount of bombers. Does break through both of those shielding. ASFs come in, and they get the calm of Willow here at 27 minutes in this game. Team 2 suffers another loss, and all of those will be handed over to, I think, Sizolan. And because he is a 1700, and Corbin does get the credit for the kill. Nice snipe here by Team 1's Corbin. You didn't really necessarily expect his units to be up there because he's down here, but I love that snipe. He went for the highest rated player, a really good player at that. So I love that grab. Good job there, Corbin. And it does open up Team 1 to push in this middle. Of course, there are 2 Colossi, so it's not just an easy, hop, skip, and a jump, but it does make a difference. A couple of nods. Othams are down here. I don't know if it was from a transport or what, but there are a couple down here, and they're going after P-Gens and T3 Mexes. Probably should redirect that fire into one and then the other, but they're going for the AoE explosion. One of them does die because of it, but they get 2 P-Gens and a T3 Mex, so for 2 Othams, that's a really good exchange. And there are more Othams down here by Team 1's not PC as well. He hasn't been pushed back. He's being very tactical with his units, sending a couple to, looks like it was a transport, I think. But, sending some to the north, sending some into the east. Kind of just annoying Team 2. I do love to see that. Good job here from Nod PC in that regard. And Nuke online here for, not literal, sorry, that is on Team 2, for Team 1's Okpuk. And that's a lot of assistance for that nuke launcher. And with 2 players down, Team 2 is starting to be taxing that APM side of things. 28 minutes. I mean, there are very good players here on Team 2. They can manage that. But again, that APM, even if you're the best player in the world, facing off against 7 players, let's say against 3, it definitely takes a toll after a while, especially if you've been doing it for 30, 40 minutes. And that's real time, not game time. Because game time isn't necessarily a true representation of actual play time, because the game could be -1, -2, -6. I don't really see -6s anymore, but it could be slower than what it actually shows. We do see a Monkey Lord here from Team 2's Ludo coming in to reinforce this side here for Zizol, and he does have his own Fat Boy online as well. Didn't go for chicken this time. Actually is still going for chicken, but going for SMD. That would probably explain, not explain, but he probably notices the nuke launcher. Yep, he does notice it, so it has been pinged by a little text notification. So Team 2 definitely aware of that. There are some SMDs already coming online. The one in the north was taken out. But this is probably the more crucial one because the nuke is down here. In order to get to the air grid up here in the northeast, it has to travel over that position. That has the benefit of FAF versus a game like Bar where you have an SMD in Bar, it's only the area that the nuke will land in versus FAF where any time the nuke comes over that area of the map, it can be targeted by an SMD. Chicken in the middle here for Team 1's Stitch Blue player of not PC. He's not pushing it in. He could take out this entire middle section of the lineup, but he doesn't want to be surrounded here. Going after all of those bricks here and focusing, actually not even focusing, splitting his attack power to one or the other. I don't know really what he's microing with. Going after the bricks first. That shot misses. Percy's coming in from the north here from Marie. He's now on dual base here. The quote-unquote donation by Will-O-Wisp here. And that chicken will die. I don't know really what it accomplished. It kind of just went there to die. So not the best micro of that chicken. I could have probably done a lot more with it had he sent it south. Even taken out the Omni at a minimum. And that has actually taken a hit, to be fair. So could have been macroed a lot better. But it does force Team 2 back at least a little bit for the time being. Those sniper bots are probably going to be taken out by those bricks, though. That chicken, not chicken, that Fat Boy is pushing forward. Chicken should be coming in pretty shortly. If the chicken is almost done. And there are 2 more Monkey Lords and now a crab almost completed. That crab will definitely be a huge amount of boost for defensive and attack of power here for Team 1. And in the southwest, we do see another nuke online here for Team 1. It's out from Korriban, so both the Cybrans here on the south side going for nukes. And I don't see any sort of response in that regard here for Team 2. So Team 1 at least thinking about how to end it at a minimum with a couple of nukes, long range, nuclear hellfire raining in from, anywhere on the map. Those monkeys are going to give it a go. They're going to push a little bit far forward. There are a lot of Percys in this mix. I wouldn't necessarily agree with this. There are some bricks following them, but they're not really in range. There are some strap bombers inbound. Where are they going? They're going for Akbuk's commander. And they do get pinged by Team 2, but by Team 1, but Akbuk needs to dodge. He does have Nano on board, 96 hit points a second. Oh, dodges some of them, is down to 2,000, almost 3,000 hit points. Will the bombers get another pass? No, they won't. Are there any more bombers? No. So Team, no, there are more inbound. There are more inbound here for Team 2, and they are going to go for that kill. Shields are being built. Akbuk rounding to shield coverage here. Will make it before any strap bombers get to him. And that nuke will finish as well, so he'll have a nice little way to pay back that kindness afforded to him by Team 2. Sizon, SMD, and SMD are online, so he's fine in that regard. Does he launch the nuke immediately, or does he go and wait a little bit? Nuke, strap bombers are being built up. They're not going to be sent in because it's kind of a waste at that point. And Team 1 will gain air control, at least on the southern side of the map, due to the side just focusing entirely on going after Akbuk. Would have been a nice, good kill on him had he not dodged it. Had he not noticed them or not been pinged, probably would have been fine. But he's actually going to go for a laser. And that nuke going for this base. It will be shot down by that SMD. It was close to being, shot off before it was finished off loading, but just barely too long. Crab coming in and Monkey going northward, and pings do go down. The ASF inbound here from Team 2's other air player of Hayden. They get actually shot by multiple ASFs outbound from Team 1. The largest group of it, which being Lenkin, but there are some here for Corbin and for Yellow. Don't see any sort of other big plays or any sort of nastiness going on here. A couple of Colossus being beaten down by some Fat Boys in the north with a lot of mobile artillery. That is a concerning amount of T3 artillery. Like, who needs static artillery when you can go for mobile? And those Colossus are gonna keep chasing him, but that's a decent amount of T3 artillery. There is actually a Titan coming after him, so that's never a good thing. But geez, that's a lot. Laser is almost about half done here for Team 1's comm of Oxpuck, not Oxpuck. And there is a P-Gen. Going to get some nice adjacency bonuses for loading that nuke launcher. It looks like Team 1 trying to speed load that nuke before Team 2 can speed load that SMD. And as of right now, it's looking like the nuke will actually finish off before. Oh, never mind. Team 1 has a separate nuke. I forgot about that. Out from Team 1's Korriban. And it's going for this position, and that nuke definitely won't. That SMD will not finish, and that nuke will land. So second nuke of the game here, outbound from Team 1. It will land unless there's a mystery SMD I missed, which I don't think there is, so they're fine. I do love the positioning here of the Omni on this upper plateau, getting a nice little readout on the battlefield. It's kind of hard for ground units to hit them. Only air units or maybe some T1 or T2 artillery could really hit. Oh, T2 missiles, not artillery. Well, I guess in a way T2 missiles are kind of like artillery, except they're missiles and not shells. But 3 Colossi here with a Fat Boy support, facing off against 2 Fat Boys. There are a lot of Percys in the mix, to be fair, and I feel like the main Colossus, this one will be the first target, of course. You kill the thing that's very weak and then go after everything else. There are 3 lasers and constant artillery fire here from Team 1 as well. That is a lot of mobile artillery fire. Ooh. I mean, not a lot of them hit their targets, but still, it did a lot of damage just because of the AoE spread. And this second Colossus will die as well. Fat Boy trying to stave off that damage here from those Percys, but it's just not enough. You need probably 2 at a minimum, if not 3, to really just rip those units to shreds. Units in from the east here, from Literal, coming after that crab here from Kane, and that Kane crab will die. That no ifs, ands, or buts about that. That crab will die. I almost said chicken, but there's a chicken down here. Fat Boy supporting the chicken here. Lots of bricks coming in to support that crab. Will have to be forced to retreat due to its big cousin or big brother killed off, and the Fat Boy and chicken over here. Team 2's Saizoma doing a very good job of keeping Team 1 back. Oh, and apologies, I missed the nuke. Kaboom! Takes out the nuke down here. The satellite was being built, of course, killed off. And Team 2 building a lot more SMDs in their base, because, of course, why would they not? And satellites have been relocated back to the eastern side of things. He does have a Awasa bomber online, so that is a nice little advantage to have in that regard. And the second one almost finished up. We could have dual Awasa bombers online here before 40 minutes. That could be a lot of firepower that Team 2 can bring to bear. But nuke landing here, I don't really see why. Maybe he's trying to catch the experimentals napping. There is an SMD here. That is loaded. Will it cover this base? Just barely, but it looks like it's going to, yep, the nuke's going to dip right before it. Will they get some of the ASFs in that regard? Get some of them. That's got to hurt. And that base will be taken out. Laser has finished off. Teleporter starting. That is an early teleport from Okpuk. He's building an SMD to protect himself because, I mean, at this point, why would you not? And Team 2 starting to lose a decent amount of territory. Even though Team 1 hasn't claimed it, Team 2 is losing it. They have 2 bombers. Says Lincoln, yes, they do. That is deadly. That could take out a comm. And honestly, the 2 biggest targets I think that Team 2 could go after would be Okpuk here, because there's the comm and the nuke. And there is the air grid back here for Korriban with another nuke. Obviously, I have full vision, so I know everything. Not that I know everything in real life, but I do know a lot. I do know anyway, I don't know a lot. The more you know, the more you don't know. But satellites being built in the north, that could be a really easy target to go after for triple X. That's, well, depends how I phrase this. The movie with Vin Diesel, titled, I shouldn't even title it, the movie. Anyway, those of you who know the movie, it's actually a decent movie. Sequels weren't bad. They weren't great. They weren't bad. Definitely better than the stuff for sequels we get now for the most part. But those look like strap bombers are building up here in the south. And the bomber is, actually that is the satellite, not the bomber. The bomber's right here. And I think they're sizing up Okpuk. There are, of course, the chicken and the Fat Boy with a bunch of Percy support. Look at that. Look at all those Percys running around. Sir Percival would be proud. Strap bombers are inbound. Team 1 trying to shield them with those ASF. They will kill off most of them very, very quickly before those bombs launch. I think, oh, but the shield, some of them did go down. And here comes the Awasa bomber. It's inbound. It is going to be killed off, but it will kill off the nuke. And it's going to crash land on top of Ogpuck, and he's dead. Oh, there we go. Team 1 loses their first point of the game. It is Ogpuck. He was building a teleporter. And there he goes. He says he's Control K. He just died to the everything that happened around him. Team 1 now down to 6 players left. And I'm assuming Corbin will get everything that Ogpuck owned just because it's easier for him to micro versus Lincoln. And with that FAF point now online, it's going to severely hamper Team 1's defenses. Yep, there it goes. Very quickly, very quickly. And it does look like those Percys have been given the order to engage. But there are, again, 1, 2, 3 monkeys mostly perfectly fine with a crab. Mostly perfectly fine. There is one monkey severely wounded because of that nuke. Not nuke, but that explosion and that bomb from that bomber. But it does look like there is an artillery online. It is a disruptor here from Team 2's Dorset. But he has some long-range artillery. Second, Awasa bomber in reserve. I'll be waiting for a nice, juicy target. Laser over the top here for Team 1's UEF player of 6X, going after all of those non-protected structures. And it does look like the artillery is focused on the air grid. Some of it did get taken out, but some of it is fine. Monkeys do engage. They take out the chicken. The chicken died in front of the crab. Oh, and one of the monkeys gets singed by that ion storm. Oh, gets 2, 3 monkeys. Oh, it's gonna hurt. That's 3 monkeys killed off. Granted, a lot of those were weakened. It's got to hurt, and a lot of damage on that crab. Essentially, you lost all my experiments. Look at fuck. Look at that. He's like, where'd they all go? There is another crab. Oh, he's still walking in it. Oh, it's hurting. Ogpuck's like, why? Why is this happening to my beautiful crabs and monkeys? Why? And that monkey is being attacked by some artillery fire. The Fat Boy is almost dead, so 2 strap bombers should be enough to kill that off. As long as it doesn't get its shield back on, which it will here pretty soon. But those crabs are still pushing forward. Team 2 really only has that and a laser online. Let me see. I think that's their second one online, to be fair. ASF severely protecting this part of the map. I feel like some of these could divert to the north. Team 2 being pushed back a little bit in the north as well by, again, those dual Fat Boys. But now Team 2's Mui has 2 Fat Boys and 2 Colossi online. And where did all those mobile artillery go? There's some of them down here. But I feel like a lot of them died off. Well, there's some more back there. I think they're being rebuilt, though. They have been rebuilt, I should say. And it's not looking good here for this southern side here. Now that the chicken is dead, and the crabs are still pushing. That one crab will die, but all those bricks have to do is come in and intercept. But there's a giant bomber inbound, and it's not going to feel good here pretty soon. The bomb looked like it almost didn't even drop, but there it goes. Going to take out at least a third of those bricks. Actually, that was probably close to half. Definitely slow down Team 1's advance in that regard. 40 minutes in this game. It does look like there was a chicken being surrounded here by dual crabs here from Literal. He's trying to back up and avoid it. But I don't think that's really going to work. Takes out a couple of bricks on its explosion. It looks like it will be barely sit. Nope, it'll be fine. And dual crab here on that front line is not looking good here for Team 1. They need somewhere to fight back against that. They have air superiority. Most definitely. Yo, kill my comm, please. Thank you, says Hayden. Triple laser in the sky going after Hayden's commander. Oh, see, if my opponent says kill me, then I'm not going to kill them because they want to die. You don't want to give the opponent what they want. That's the last thing you want to do. But there is the kill on Team 2's Hayden's commander. It's now a 6v4 in favor of Team 1. A huge amount of ASFs. Where are the strap bombers? Where are the gunships? Where are the restorers? Well, those are gunships. Where's the everything? There's a couple of strats. But Team 1 has air superiority pretty heavily. I mean, Team 1 is using it more than Team 2 is. 200 and then 69. Nice. But Team 1 definitely has the bigger ball. 371. Just with Lincoln's forces alone, he has more than Sizolin's. So, yeah, Team 1's got to use that air while he has it. And one crab is taken out from Team 2's Literal. Second crab moving in first crab from Kane moving in to intercept the second crab here from Literal. There we go. And in the south, the crab's still on its slow march, trying to chase that Fat Boy. Fat Boy actually rep back up to full HP, and that crab will die. That's definitely not going to feel good here for Team 1. And there is really nothing to defend. It will take a while to walk all the way over there, but it's still going to walk over there, and that's not going to feel good. And another Novax is coming online here for Team 2, Sizoan as well. He has another Awasa bomber. He's already did very good work with the first one. And everything transferred over in the middle of an engagement. Definitely not the best idea to do that, Corbin, but at least he has control of it. A lot easier to micro. But that group of ASFs for Team 1's yellow, wonder where they're going. Maybe trying to airlock Team 2? It does look like an air fight did ensue, and Team 1 won it big. So now they most definitely have air dominance here. With some Novaxes over the top, they're going after the Pigeons, a Stone Ager, a T3 UEF strategic missile launcher is online here for Mori. He loses a Pigeon there. He's still probably positive in power, but not by much. Not by much. Those ASFs do retreat as well. 3 Fat Boys with 4 Colossi. Team 1 only has 2 Fat Boys, putting a lot of its economy into those lasers, which have actually brought a lot of dividends, and they've taken out a ACU, as well as going after more vital structure here for Team 2. Awasa Bomber is over the top here for Team 1's yellow, going after some defenses, edging those out. ASFs are quick to respond here, and they will take out that Awasa Bomber unless the ASFs from Team 1 can protect him. But doesn't look like he's going to, because all the ASFs from Team 1's Lincoln going after protecting the non-existent air units over there. Strap bombers are inbound. The Awasa bomber is still alive somehow. Strap bombers coming in, taking out those Colossi. One Colossi, actually both of them in the red now. And just strap bomber after strap bomber. Is the bomber going to go in and go for something? I don't know. But there's a large group of units outbound here from non-PC in the middle. 44 minutes in this game. The northern side is starting to collapse. Southern side kind of just back and forth, but Chicken has punched through, going after Ocpuck's old base. There aren't really a lot of defenses online. These are T2 artillery, which means can't really target close targets. Anything in the inner circle they can't hit. So, yeah, that's a little awkward. A couple of the artillery back here can hit them, but that Chicken is going to be able to do a decent amount of damage all by itself. 6X getting some right and left drones on board that commander's shoulders. But bombers are inbound, taking out the rest of the air grid here that once belonged to Hayden. And they don't do as much damage as I thought they would do, because the shields protect actually a decent amount of it. But some of those do go down. Bomber is inbound. Will it take out those engineers? No, it won't. They'll just fly off screen. It's actually using its AA capabilities to take out some of those ASF. But it does look like the bomber is sizing up the nuke. I don't really... Oh, no, it's dropping a bomb here. There it goes. Going to take out that shield emitter. Actually, not even all of its capacity, just some of it. The bomber online, 3,000 hit points left. Strap bombers are moving in, trying to take out Mui's commander. He's still fine. But he has taken a couple of hits, though. It only is going to take one more bomber. There it goes. And that will be it. Mui is going to just eat it with some fire from the sky. Plasma. And his nuke will be taken out as well. There he goes. He does kill the bomber at the last second, but he was killed off anyways. It's now a 6v3 in favor of Team 1. And at this point, with 4 lasers overhead, the artillery is still online. The second one has been stopped. Team 2 is definitely on the back foot. Saizawan still pushing forward with that Chicken. Doing a decent amount of work, to be fair, going after all of that defenses there. But 3 experimentals online for Team 2 over here versus 2 crabs here for Team 1. I mean, the Fat Boy's pushing in. If it pushes in any farther, it's going to die. And I think it just might be going on a suicide mission here for Saizawan. Spy planes flying over the top, being a nice readout on Team 2's Dorset's base. Doesn't really have anything in the tank besides that artillery. There are a couple of lasers down here. He is going for a bomber as well, but the shield emitters for Team 2 Saizawan aren't really online. I mean, some of them are, but some of them aren't. And I don't know if he has a lot of power to support it. No. He does not have a lot of power to support those shields. So they will fall here pretty shortly. And there they go. And he's trying to like micro them and turn them on and off. But, oh no, take out the pigeons. You were doing very well in taking out the pigeons. Or the SMD. That also works. Laser just to pop back online, but it's a lot of microing to keep those online and offline. But it's not looking good here for Sai in the southeastern corner. Monkey Lord is online as well, pushing back those spam forces outbound from not PC, but another bomber is outbound. Taking a lot of AA fire, but it's going after this artillery base on the hillside, or plateau side, I should say. Well, it's hillside, it's kind of the same thing. Tomato, potato. It does look like those lasers are going after other targets. But at this point, it's not... I mean, Saizon can only do so much. It's 47 minutes in this game. Literal does make comment about that bomber, but all those AA defenses are being ripped to shreds. And Team 2's ASFs are just sitting there waiting for that bomber to come back into view. But Team 1 again has a huge amount of ASFs. Some of them looks like they've been killed off. Yeah, a lot of them have been killed off, to be fair. But there goes that bomber, was killed off. Oh no, it does drop its bomb. But the ASF save from Saizon cannot go after it. And with that, I mean, it's not... There isn't much hope here for Team 2. If you're rooting for Team 2, I do apologize. It just wasn't their game here. Satellites going after their enemy combatants here in the east here. This look like... Was that an artillery shot? No? No. No. Oh no, there is an artillery online here for Lenkin. His air grid is like demolished, but he built an emissary. That's gotta hurt. Going after that disruptor that was built here by Dorset. And all of the ASFs essentially airlocking Team 2's Saizon. That's gotta hurt. The lasers going after those control centers for the Novaxes. And the artillery actually raining. Is that? No. Is that different artillery? That is different artillery. It's outbound here from not PC, going after the other Seraphim player on Team 2, Saizon. That's got to hurt. And Team 2, Saizon's team just recalls, seeing the end of the game, doesn't want to stay any longer, and they will vacate the scene, which means Team 1 wins. And that is the game. Team 2 had a great play here from the north. Maybe it was Sai, maybe it was... Aiden, I think it was Sai, but he came in with his bomber, took out the comm of Okpuk, who was going for a teleporter, took out the nuke as well. That was a great 1-2 puncher, got a 2-for-1 deal there. The nuke down here, I guess, was either reclaimed or eventually taken out. But, I mean, that's really the big plays that Team 2 accomplished. The line of strats that were inbound here from Team 1, I think it was from Lincoln, actually. Killed off Willow just after another player on Team 2 said, hey, you should probably get a shield. And those, almost like he had a sixth sense of like, hey, there's a thing coming your way. You should probably build some defenses. And had he built one more shield, he would have been fine for that initial pass. And that might have been enough to hold off his death. But I think that was the first kind of chink in the armor, the first... bend or twist of Team 2's front line that really just kind of set Team 2 kind of in a tizzy would be another old phrase, but just kind of a little haywire. Of course, you had JFK die off earlier on as well. Team 2 Saizon got his base, was able to pump out a bunch of T3 units, was doing a decent amount of work on the ground, but as I said before, with 3 players on Team 1 building ASF, it just became unruly for Team 2 to be able to deal with it. Just so many ASF, a lot of them donated to Lincoln so he can micro them a lot better. It's just, that's what won it. Essentially, air is what won this game. Land definitely assisted with that, but definitely air won it. So in that regard, I think I got to give it to Lincoln. Going for that snipe really set Team 1 on a nice path to victory. Gave a lot of breathing room for Team 1's Kane to be able to, Team 1's 6X to build 5 satellites and more. It's just constantly pressuring Team 2. So I think in that regard, I think Lincoln deserves the MVP award. Let me know down in the comments how you felt about it. Again, if the video is not to your liking in terms of quality, please let me know so I can tweak the settings. Again, gonna have to wait about 3 or 4 videos to see those changes, just due to the fact that I'm on vacation and not near my computer at that time. I actually would be in a different country at that point. But again, let me know down in the comments again how you felt about it. Thank you so very much for watching to the end of the video. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, of course, and I will see all of you in the next one.